Hello there, and thank you for calling our ASMR Experience Survey Line. We truly appreciate your time today. My name is Abby, and I'll be the one to help you quiet your mind and just put yourself at ease. I wanted to let you know if at any time during this call you feel a bit drowsy, feel free to close your eyes. I'll still be here. The first part of this call is designed to gather your thoughts and experiences regarding ASMR, and I promise to keep it as relaxing as possible for you. Afterwards, I'll begin to ask you some questions regarding your favorite meals, color, and so on. My intention is to help you feel so at ease during this call that you are thinking of nothing else and reach a state of relaxation that is soothing to you. So I'll start by asking your name. You can say your real name, or maybe a nickname, or use a made-up name. It's completely fine with me. Oh, that's a wonderful name. So now that I know who I have the pleasure of speaking with, we will go ahead and begin with the first question. On a scale from 1 to 5, with 1 being not at all, and 5 being very much so, how would you rate your overall enjoyment of ASMR? Take a moment to think about it. There's no rush. Thank you for that. It's quite interesting how our experiences can differ so much. I often find that my enjoyment can fluctuate based on my mood. Some days a gentle whisper feels like a soft pillow, while on others I crave the sharp, crisp sounds of tapping. What about you? Do you find that your preferences change depending on your mood or the time of day? Exactly. It's fascinating how our minds and bodies respond to different stimuli. Now, can you tell me how often you listen to ASMR content? Is it daily, weekly, or perhaps just occasionally? Thank you for sharing that. I remember when I first discovered ASMR, it was like uncovering a hidden treasure. There's something magical about finding that perfect video that resonates with you, isn't it? That feeling of relaxation washing over you is truly special. Do you have a favorite time of day when you like to indulge in ASMR? That sounds lovely. I find that late evenings are the most magical for ASMR. The world quiets down and it feels like a perfect time to unwind. Now, let's explore your preferences a bit more. What types of ASMR triggers do you enjoy the most? Is it the sound of tapping, crinkling, soft spoken words, or maybe even personal attention role plays? That is a great choice. Each trigger really has its own unique charm. For instance, tapping can feel rhythmic and soothing, almost like a gentle heartbeat. It's such a simple yet beautiful sound, isn't it? Are you still there? No worries if you decide to close your eyes for a brief moment. I will still be here. Feel free to let sleep envelop you. Are you comfortable? Great. So now I will begin by asking you just some random questions, and you can say as little or as much as you'd like. Or if you'd rather not answer, that's completely fine as well. The point of this survey is to relax you fully so you have no cares or intrusive thoughts. I will continue to ramble on here. So let's begin. What's your favorite color? Interesting. Oh, my favorite color would have to be a soft, tranquil blue, like the gentle hue of the sky just before dusk, when the world seems to pause and breathe. Whenever I see that shade, it transports me back to my childhood, to those lazy summer afternoons spent by the lake with my family. I can vividly recall the moments when my siblings and I would run down the grassy hill, our laughter mingling with the soft rustle of leaves as we raced toward the water's edge. The lake was a stunning mirror, reflecting that serene blue sky above, dotted with fluffy white clouds that looked like cotton candy. I remember the cool water splashing against my skin as I jumped in, the feeling of weightlessness wrapping around me like a warm embrace. It was during those moments, floating on my back and gazing up at the sky, that I felt a profound sense of peace and freedom. The blue enveloped me, calming my thoughts and filling me with a sense of wonder. The color still brings me back to those carefree days where the world felt infinite and every worry faded away like ripples on the water. Even now, when I see that something blue, whether it's in the soft petals of a morning glory or the gentle waves of the ocean, it brings a wave of nostalgia and comfort, like a cozy blanket on a chilly night. It's remarkable how a color can carry so much meaning and evoke such tender memories, isn't it? So if you're still there, would you mind answering this for me? What is your favorite meal to prepare? That sounds delightful. There's nothing so comforting as a warm bowl of soup on a cold winter day. Add some fresh baked bread, and it really takes the experience over the top. My favorite meal to prepare is a comforting homemade risotto. There's something incredibly soothing about the whole process, from the gentle simmering of the broth to the rhythmic stirring of the rice. I love the way it draws me into the moment, allowing me to escape into a world of flavors and aromas. I begin by gathering my ingredients, and the sight of the vibrant, fresh produce always fills me with excitement. I beautiful onion, its layers glistening like jewels as I finally chop it. The sharp, sweet scent fills the kitchen. I also choose some seasonal vegetables, perhaps asparagus in the spring or mushrooms in the fall, each bringing its own unique character to the dish. Once everything is prepped, I heat just a splash of olive oil in my favorite heavy-bottomed pot. The oil shimmers in the light, and I can hear it softly bubbling as I add the onions, letting them saute until they turn translucent and fragrant. The sound is like a gentle whisper, coaxing the flavors to awaken. Next comes the rice, each grain plump and pearly, waiting patiently to absorb the rich broth. I toast it lightly in the pot, letting it soak up the oil and the essence of the onions. Then I begin the slow process of adding warm broth, one ladle at a time, stirring gently as the rice releases its starch, creating that luscious, creamy texture. As I stir, I find joy in the rhythm of it all, the swirls of steam rising up and enveloping me in a warm hug. I might add a splash of white wine for brightness, watching as it mingles with the rice, infusing it with an extra layer of flavor. Finally, as the risotto nears perfection, I fold in freshly grated Parmesan cheese, letting it melt into the creamy mixture, and finish it off with a sprinkle of fresh herbs, perhaps basil or parsley, bringing a vibrant green contrast to the golden dish. When I serve it, the risotto is rich and luscious, each bite a warm embrace. The whole process, from chopping to stirring to savoring, feels like a meditation, a way to connect with the ingredients in the moment. It's not just about the meal itself, but the experience of creating something beautiful and nourishing. That's what makes it my favorite to prepare. Well, we've certainly been going on and on about these things, and I have to admit, I've enjoyed speaking with you. If at any time you're ready to hang up and drift off to sleep, feel free to stop me. I appreciate your time and willingness to answer my questions. So, moving right along here, what would be one of your most favorite childhood memories? Oh, that sounds like a grand time. There's nothing like the bond that siblings share when they are younger. It is bittersweet as you grow older and lead different lives of your own. I'd have to say one of my fondest childhood memories takes me back to a sun-drenched afternoon in late summer, when the world felt like a treasure trove of adventure. I was about 7 years old, and my family had taken a trip to my grandparents' farmhouse, nestled on the outskirts of a small town. The air was thick with the sweet scent of ripe peaches from the orchard that sprawled across the property. their golden skins glistening in the sun like little suns themselves. It was a warm, lazy day, and the sky was a brilliant shade of blue. My cousins and I, a motley crew of giggles and boundless energy, decided it was the perfect day for a grand expedition. We donned our favorite summer outfits, me in a bright yellow sundress that felt like sunshine, and my cousins in their colorful t-shirts and shorts. We ventured into the orchard, the grass beneath our bare feet cool and soft against the summer heat. The trees stood tall and proud, their branches heavy with fruit, creating a patchwork of shadows on the ground. As we played, we would race each other from tree to tree, our laughter echoing through the leaves, a melody of carefree joy. At one point, we discovered a hidden nook, a small clearing surrounded by thick, leafy trees. It felt like our secret highway, a magical realm all our own. The ground was littered with wildflowers, their bright colors splashing against the deep green of the grass. We plopped down in the middle of it, sprawled out beneath the dappled sunlight, feeling the warmth of the earth beneath us. In that moment, we crafted intricate stories of brave explorers and mystical creatures. I can still remember the way the sun filtered through the leaves, casting playful shadows on our faces, and how the gentle breeze carried the sweet scent of the beaches, mingling with the laughter that filled the air. And as the sun began to dip lower in the sky, painting everything in hues of orange and pink, we reluctantly made our way back to the house, our hearts full and our cheeks flushed with the day's adventures. That evening, as we sat around the kitchen table, my grandmother served us homemade peach cobbler, warm and fragrant, the golden crust crumbling perfectly with each spoonful. Every bite was a reminder of the day's magic. And now, coming back to the present, brings me to my next question. What is something that you are grateful for today? Ah, yes, that is truly a blessing. And perhaps what makes it so sweet is the fact that no matter how hard you try, you can't fully appreciate it until it's gone. One thing I am deeply grateful for is the presence of my family in life. The bond I share with them is a tapestry woven with love, laughter, and shared experiences that have shaped who I am today. I can vividly recall the gatherings we have during holidays, where the air is filled with the mouth-watering aroma of my mother's cooking. She has a special way of turning simple ingredients into culinary masterpieces. The kitchen transforms into a warm haven, bustling with activity as pots clink, the oven hum, can see her apron tied around her waist, hair pinned up, expertly chopping vegetables while sharing stories from her own childhood. Her eyes sparkle with joy as she recounts tales from the past, making us all feel connected to our roots. As the preparations unfold, the living room becomes a canvas for our family traditions. We gather around the fireplace, the crackling flames casting a cozy glow, and share stories, sometimes humorous, sometimes heartfelt. There's an unspoken understanding among us that this is our sacred time, a moment to slow down and appreciate one another. I can picture my siblings sprawled on the floor, their faces animated as they reenact funny incidents from our lives, filling the room with laughter that seems to echo against the walls. One of my favorite traditions is our game nights, where we play everything from board games to card games. The competitive spirit ignites a playful energy, and the room is alive with shouts of triumph and playful banter. I remember the way my father's laughter booms when he wins a game, his joy infectious, and how my mother rolls her eyes in mock exasperation at his antics, even as she can't help but chuckle. These moments are not just about the games, they're about the connections we forge, the memories we create, and the love that binds us. Another aspect of my family that fills me with gratitude is their unwavering support. Through life's ups and downs, they have been my steadfast anchors. I think back to moments of uncertainty, like when I faced challenges in school or personal struggles. In those times, my family rallied around me, offering words of encouragement and a listening ear. Their belief in me has often been the light that guided me through dark times, reminding me that I am never alone. And nowadays, since we have so much information available at our fingertips, they are only a phone call away. It's so comforting to know that. And so, now I have a couple more questions for you here. If you could master any instrument, which one would it be? And what kind of music would you play? That's an interesting choice. There's certainly a fan base for that genre of music. Oh, I've always wanted to learn to play the piano myself. It's always fascinated me with its versatility and expressive range. It can evoke a wide array of emotions, from the joy of a lively classical piece to the haunting melancholy of a slow ballad. With the piano, I would love to explore various genres, but I think I would primarily gravitate towards classical and jazz music. Classical pieces, like those by Beethoven, have a timeless beauty that allows for deep emotional expression. I can imagine sitting at a grand piano, the notes flowing through my fingers as I lose myself in the intricacies of a sonata, each chord telling a story. On the other hand, jazz has an improvisational quality that excites me. The freedom to create on the spot and to interact with other musicians in a spontaneous way is incredibly appealing. I would enjoy playing standards and experimenting with different rhythms and harmonies, letting the music take me wherever it leads. I can envision playing in a small, intimate jazz club, sharing the experience with an audience that feels the energy of the moment. Ultimately, mastering the piano would allow me to express my creativity and emotions in ways that words sometimes cannot. It would be a lifelong journey of learning, growth, and connection, both with the music itself and with others who share the same passion. So, my next question is, what is your favorite way to unwind after a long day? Oh, that sounds nice. A nice warm bath makes the day's worries just melt away, doesn't it? After a long, hectic day, my favorite way to unwind is by creating a cozy sanctuary in my living room, transforming it into a warm escape from the outside world. As the sun begins to dip below the horizon, casting soft golden hues across the sky, I draw the curtains to create a snug atmosphere, shutting out the lingering chaos of the day. I start by lighting a few fragrant candles, their flickering flames dancing like tiny fireflies in the dim light. The air fills with the soothing scent of lavender, wrapping around me like a gentle embrace. I plump up the cushions on my couch, arranging them into a nest of comfort, and I pull a soft knitted throw blanket over my legs, feeling the warmth seep into my skin. Next, I brew a cup of herbal tea, letting the steam rise in lazy spirals, curling into the air like a soft sigh of relief. The kettle whistles, and the rich aroma of chamomile and honey fills the room. As I pour the tea into my favorite oversized mug, its warmth radiates through my hands, grounding me in this tranquil moment. With my tea in hand, I sink back into my cozy corner, the cushions enveloping me like a cloud. I pick up a good book, its pages warm and familiar, and lose myself in its world. Each sentence unfolds like a vivid painting, with characters and landscapes coming alive in my mind. The soft rustle of the pages turns into a soothing soundtrack, punctuated only by the occasional sip of tea and the distant sound of the wind whispering outside. As the evening deepens, I might indulge in some soft music, the gentle notes of a piano or the rich timbre of a cello wrapping around me, embracing my sense of peace. The world outside fades away and time seems to slow down, allowing me to breathe deeply and savor this moment of solitude. In this sanctuary of relaxation, I let go of the day's stresses, allowing my thoughts to drift like leaves carried by a gentle breeze. It's in these quiet hours, surrounded by warmth and comfort, that I find my rejuvenation, ready to face whatever comes next with a renewed spirit. Well, I certainly hope you've enjoyed this time so far, and if you have gotten some rest and relaxation out of it, there is a brief survey at the end of the call. If you don't mind, tell them you spoke with Abby and convey any concerns or requests, and they'll be more than happy to assist you. There's also the option to press one of the prompts to tell us that you were completely relaxed and enjoyed every minute of the survey call. And moving back to our questions here, now, what is your idea of a perfect day? Yes, that sounds lovely. Oh, my perfect day would start with waking up naturally without an alarm to the soft light of the morning filtering through the curtains. I'd enjoy a leisurely breakfast, perhaps a warm cup of coffee or tea paired with some fresh fruit and a delicious pastry. After breakfast, I'd spend some time outdoors, either going for a walk in a nearby park or hiking in nature, soaking in the sights and sounds around me. Connecting with nature always brings a sense of calm and joy. In the afternoon, I'd gather with friends or family for a relaxed get-together, maybe a picnic or a barbecue. Sharing good food, laughter, and stories would make for a heartwarming experience. As the day winds down, I'd love to engage in a creative activity like painting, writing, or playing music, allowing myself to express thoughts and feelings freely. Finally, I'd end the perfect day with a cozy evening at home, watching a favorite movie or reading a good book, perhaps with a warm blanket and a cup of herbal tea, reflecting on the day's moments of joy and connection before drifting off to sleep would be the perfect conclusion. Overall, my idea of a perfect day is filled with a balance of relaxation, connection, and creativity, allowing me to feel fulfilled and at peace. Well, I sure hope this call was able to put your mind at rest and you were able to relax. And if you ever feel the need to call our survey line again, please ask for Abby, and I will be more than happy to assist you with whatever it is you'd like to talk about. Or if you'd just like to hear me talk, that is fine as well. I appreciate your time, and I really hope you have a great night's sleep. Thank you for calling the ASMR